As I'm sure you guys know, the Civil War is a huge part of Red Dead Redemption 2, and even though we don't get to see it take place as it ended about 30 to 40 years earlier on April 9th, 1865, the aftermath of the Civil War is still very much present in Red Dead Redemption 2. From the statues of Confederate leaders that we end up seeing, to stories that can be told throughout the world, to even a giant Civil War battlefield that can be found with cannons and trenches still built, and there's even abandoned churches on those same battlefields. So it is actually a huge part of Red Dead Redemption 2, and if you guys are interested in any of the other Civil War-esque stories that you can find in-game, I'll leave a link to some of those in the description. Like I said, there's a handful of very interesting and compassionate and sad characters that you can meet. There's also very heartbreaking stories that you can find along the way. But for the most part, there hasn't been a ton of concrete things that actually happen at the Civil War battlefield, the one that we're standing on right here. Now, I'm not sure why Rockstar decided not to more heavily involve this. Really, the only time this area is used in missions is if you're meeting a character here and then you end up going somewhere else, or if you pass through it on the way during a mission and you end up going in another direction. There are a couple of little things that you can find here, like there are a bunch of Lemoyne Raiders at this abandoned church that if you find for the first time, they'll have some interesting stories to tell. They're also guarding a little bit of treasure. So it does incentivize you to explore, but there isn't any concrete big-time things that happen here. Now, since this game has come out, there have been rumors and reports that if you stand in the battlefield long enough, you'll actually hear the sounds of ghosts. And I think we even tested this last year, trying to do this as well, seeing what happens if you stand in the battlefield. And even though I heard some eerie sounds, there was nothing super concrete that suggested, hey, something is actually going on here, and Rockstar purposely added this into the game. Until recently, which is so incredible, there was a couple of guys on the Red Dead Mystery subreddit that actually found some Civil War dialogue in the audio files. Now, up until a couple of days ago, it was unsure if these audio files were completely cut from the game or if there was a way to trigger them in-game. And recently, some have actually found out that yes, there is a way in which you can trigger the audio files. And in order to do this, you have to be in the Civil War battlefield from midnight to 3 a.m., and it has to be during a thunderstorm. So obviously, only 3 out of the 24 hours in a day will trigger this, and it has to be during very stormy and spooky weather. And you'll find out why this is the case in a little bit, because the dialogue sort of gives that away. But there's roughly about 5 minutes of dialogue and scenes that I want you guys to take a listen to here. And if you're super interested in the lore of Red Dead Redemption 2, this is obviously going to give you a ton of backstory on what happened during the Civil War and the impact it has had on the areas we can explore in Red Dead Redemption 2. So take a listen to these audio files right here.
General Harris, the Major requested an answer, sir. General Harris, please, sir. General Harris, sir, is everything all right, sir?
They must attack. Tell the Major the men must attack.
With all due respect, sir, the Major was quite insistent. The weather is tempestuous. This rain isn't letting up. They need reinforcements to defend their position. Attacking is quite out of the question. It would be pointless, sir.
My orders, sir, are quite clear. Tell the Major to attack or face a court-martial.
Very good, General.
Runner. I need a goddamn runner. Get me a goddamn runner. Take this note to Major Wilkinson. You're to attack at once. At once, goddammit.
General Harris, sir, Major Wilkinson and his men have been annihilated.
Thank you, soldier.
Major Smith is asking for permission to retreat to higher ground, sir.
Higher ground? Nonsense! He is to attack within the hour.
Yes, sir. Very good, General.
General, Major Smith and his men are dead.
All of them?
I believe so. It's hard to tell, sir. Mac Fisher is attempting to secure the farmhouse.
Captain Fisher, why are you not with your men?
My men are mostly dead, sir. The cannons, their artillery is destroying us, sir. We need to retreat immediately.
I disagree. I need your men to hold their position to the last man if necessary. Is that clear?
Very clear, sir. Aye, sir.
Prepare my horse, soldier. We must escape before the Yankees cut off the road.
Is this a general retreat, sir?
No. This is... We must move my command post back significantly. No one is to retreat. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, so how cool was that? Now, I'm not sure if that is all of the audio that could be heard, but it was a lot. So that's why I encourage you guys to try this out for yourself. Remember, it has to be at night at Bulger Glade during a thunderstorm. Some people have said that they have had success by standing in some of the abandoned church windows after the bell at the church tolls at night. And as you guys heard there, you hear a ton of stuff. You hear horns, horses, yelling, gunfire. You also hear a soldier talking to General Harris about what his next move should be. And General Harris is probably the most iconic figure in the Red Dead Redemption timeline as far as the Civil War goes. And I'm not sure the reason why Rockstar included this audio, but it is really cool. Maybe it was just supposed to give some background on the most prominent Civil War figure in the game, and that is General Quincy T. Harris, who you heard throughout that audio dialogue. So not only does he have his own cigarette card in-game, he also has a giant crypt in the Saint Denis Cemetery. Like, he has one of the biggest graves of all time. He also has a statue in Saint Denis that you can actually visit. And if during the story, Arthur chose to make a donation for the expansion of the Quincy Harris Memorial Hall in Saint Denis, in 1907 the building will be complete, and it will be named after General Harris. So I think this sort of finding is incredible. The fact that we are almost 2 years from the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, and players are still coming across brand new secrets that up until recently have never really been explored all that much. It kind of makes you wonder what is still out there. And it's gotten me excited to sort of look back into RDR2 and see if we can dive into some things that Rockstar either cut from the game or things that are in the files that just haven't been discovered yet. But either way, this was so cool. I'd never heard this before. I had only heard rumors about it. and I didn't even think it was actually going to happen until I actually hopped on and heard it for myself. So like I said, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of this brand new Red Dead Redemption 2 secret revealed? If you go to this abandoned Civil War battle site at night during a thunderstorm, you will hear some really cool details that Rockstar decided to include in there. So let me know what you guys think about that in those comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.